Hello, it is World Wide Web Wednesday, January 15th, 2020. Steve Sipress here, heading into a business meeting. And before I do, I thought I'd come to you quick here on World Wide Web Wednesday with a tip about making money on the internet specifically. This one, two cautionary tales. One is about email, the other one is in ads, but they both have the same lesson. Check your links. You know, if you're on email list, you will get emails once in a while, and if you're like me, you will send them once in a while saying, oops, sorry, broken link, right after you send out an email. Oh, done that a number of times. That's because I didn't check the link. So you're sending out an email to a list of, could be 100, could be 1,000, 10,000, 50,000 people. You might want to take a couple of minutes, send yourself a test email, and check the link, because otherwise confusion ensues and it could cause a loss of sales. Two cautionary tales. One is I placed an ad last week, an online ad for one of my businesses, and I typed out, I'm not a tech guy, so I don't understand what happens still to this day, but I typed out the URL, the link, into a browser window, came up fine right to the sales page. But then apparently when people would click on the link in the ad itself, clicking on the link did not bring up the sales page. It brought up a 404 error, meaning a page on a website that doesn't exist. It said, oh, sorry, you've reached a page that doesn't exist. Well, I paid money for those clicks. And so after the first day of running the ad, and the next morning I was all gung-ho to check the results and make any tweaks necessary and see what was going on. And I noticed I had, 140-something clicks and 0 sales. And this was a tested offer. It was a promotion of somebody else's product that I knew they were making tons of sales on. And people were telling me how, people were loving this, and all kinds of people were making sales, and everyone was happy. The buyers were happy, the sellers were happy, the producer of the product was happy. And I was like, well, how did I possibly get that many clicks? How many people clicking on the ad and not buying? I'm like, that just is crazy with what I've been hearing about the results. And so, without getting into all the technical jargon of it, but basically I, went and I typed in the link again and it worked. But then I went and I clicked on the ad myself, and sure enough, came up as a faulty link. And I couldn't figure out how to make it work, so I just changed the link. I forget what I did exactly, but then sales started coming in. So bottom line, I still made money on the ad. Ad was still a success, but it probably could have been 10 times more successful. And then today I got an invoice from a company. They really have their act together. They're extremely organized and very tech savvy. And so like a lot of companies, they do everything online, DocuSign, e-sign, online invoicing, all that kind of stuff. Well, I get an email, and it says the invoice is attached in a PDF, and then they give very clear directions, which is excellent. You can click on the link in the invoice to pay the invoice, or you can click the link at the bottom of this email to pay the invoice, or you can call this phone number if you want to just give us the card over the phone. I'm like, excellent, well done. Several choices and very clear directions. Unfortunately, the link at the bottom of the email was not a link. It was blue and underlined, so it looked like links look in emails, but you can click on it all you want, nothing was happening. It was simply coming up as bold and underlined in blue. So I was like, no problem. I opened up the invoice, and for the life of me, I looked all through the invoice and could not find, there was no link in the invoice. Now, there was a website of the company at the top of the invoice with their logo, but there wasn't any clear directions there of like, to pay this invoice, click here, or to pay this invoice, go to the link at the top of this page that is just our general website and somehow log in and find your invoice and all that kind of stuff. So I sent an email and I said, hey, I just an FYI, heads up for your information, there was not a link anywhere in the invoice, and the click here, quote, link, the bottom of the email, not a functioning link either. And the person sent back to me, oh, yes, it is, blah, blah, but didn't admit the mistake or that it was wrong, which was unfortunate. But, however, Suddenly, the link was now working in that email. So I went back to the first email, and I wasn't crazy, even though the person just said, oh, no, the link works. First email, it still didn't work, but it worked in that one. So they fixed the link in the email, which was very nice. And then they explained how I could just go to their website and somehow find the invoice and pay it. But the good news is they didn't lose the sale. I wanted to pay the invoice. It's actually for running an ad, and I wanted to run the ad. Anyone that's successful in advertising, we want to run ads. We don't want our money back. We know that we get a return on investment when you place effective ads. And I, more than almost anybody I know on earth, knows how to place effective ads. So I always want to pay for them. So good news in both cases. I made money off my ad, and on this invoice, they got paid on the invoice. So no disasters there. However, could have been a much more seamless experience paying for this invoice, for this ad, and I could have made a lot more money off that ad. So always check your links is the moral of the story. Gary's here. Good seeing you. Always check the links. I know you're in a rush and you want to get your ad running and you want to get your email out and you want to put your website up, but make sure, have somebody check every single link, and check it in multiple browsers, by the way, because different browsers behave differently. So, different browsers and different devices also. iPads, iPhones, Android, laptop, all devices and all different browsers respond all kinds of differently to links. So you want to test it in all the different ways. Why not? You're paying with time, money, and expertise to run your ads or put out your promotions. You might as well take the little extra step and avoid any major problems by checking the links. Good seeing you as well, Gary. That'll do it for Worldwide Web Wednesday. I'm heading into this business meeting, and I will be back tomorrow. I've got another cautionary tale on another boneheaded mistake I made for Throwback Thursday tomorrow. So I hope you'll be with me then, and I will see you then. Over and out. Bye-bye.